designer living in the rural high desert of southeast Idaho. On this channel, we go over a lot of knitting topics. We talk about recent FOs, what I'm working on, subscription box unboxings, and knitting pattern releases. Today's episode is all about our recent release, the Rock River Scarf. This scarf was released yesterday, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. This is an awesome, it's a great mindless knitting project. I needed something that I didn't really need to think about because I have a lot of attention needed projects, projects that just, they need my attention full-fledged, like you can't even Netflix with them. So I needed something where I could just turn off and not worry about it, and that is where this was born. Generally, I don't do long edge projects. I don't like long rows usually, but this was really, it was a nice relaxing knit. So here we used Brown Sheep Company Prairie Spun DK in Owl Gray, which is just a nice dark charcoal gray. And I started at the short end, and then we alternate between stockinette, this slip stitch pattern, which we're going to see if you can pick that up. That's this beefy one right here, and then a garter stitch segment. Each side is met with an increase on the right side row, and then it creates this long asymmetrical tapered edge, which is great. It's wonderful for tying around your neck, or if you just need a little extra shape somewhere. So that is the Rock River Scarf. You can find it on Ravelry, and I will link it below. I also wanted to go over blocking tools, some of my favorite blocking tools. I mentioned in my last episode that I had asked on Instagram about blocking wires, and then if there was a preference about them, and a lot of you didn't know what they were. I didn't know what they were either, but they are now by far my favorite tools. I'm going to go ahead and apologize for the noise because they are a little noisy, but blocking wires are long, thin metal rods that go into the long edge of your project. That's all they are. I'm not even sure how long these are. I would say they're probably about 3 feet long, and you just weave them into every few stitches on your long side rows, and you let them sit. I like to use blocking pins to further the stretch and get a little bit more out of whatever I'm blocking, but for shawls, especially shawls and scarves, blocking wires are a game changer. I think I picked these up at Knit Picks, but I'll do some, yeah, Knit Picks. I'll link those below. They are a little spendy, but totally worth the investment if you like your straight edges. With that said, Knitter's Pride knit blockers are also one of my favorite tools. You can use blocking pins, but I think these just prevent all those little picks that come from using individual pins. These are great for hems and sleeves. You can also use them for scarves, but I found these create those little weird waves along the edges once the project like shrinks as it dries, and I just didn't like that very much, so that's where the blocking wires came in. But these blocking pins come in 2 different sizes inside. Let's see if I can actually do this. That's the large one, and then that is the small one. These are great for everything beyond scarves and cowls, or scarves and shawls, I'm sorry. So if you don't have a set of these, I strongly recommend getting them. Again, they are the Knitter's Pride knit blockers. It comes with 12 blockers with 8 pins and 8 blockers with 4 pins. Wonderful blocking tool. Sorry. My other favorite blocking tool are blocking mats. These are Knit IQ. I almost put money on. I bought them from Knit Picks as well when I was at a point of wanting to upgrade my blocking bits. I have 2 sets of these. I think they're great for sweaters and longer projects, so I like to have 2 on hand because usually I need more than 9 blocks. But they are, this is what they are. They look like little play mat squares, but they're neutral in color. They have a 1-inch square on the back if you are needing to block to a certain dimension. I don't ever really use that side. I just use the plain side, but these are worth their weight in gold for blocking things. They are, I don't know, I don't really have anything wrong with towels, but I think they just allow your piece to dry well, and then you can use the blocking pins and whatnot on top of them, unlike towels. Been there, tried that, didn't work because your pins slip out or your towel shifts. So these are a nice bit to have on hand. Another thing that I wanted to recommend, if you don't have it, is a spin dryer. I have a spin dryer from Dyeing Yarn, and it makes the world of difference. I'm not going to show you mine. A, it's big and heavy. Secondly, it's gross because of my dyeing days. But I'll show a picture of it and link one below. I think I'll link the one that I actually have below in the description box. It is awesome. So what happens is it's a dryer, but it spins and it doesn't give airflow. You close the lid and then it spins all the excess water out. And with that, your pieces dry so much faster. Here in the winter, and especially where we live, or else back east, when we lived in the Carolinas and it was humid during the summer, nothing ever dried quickly. It was horrible. So things would sit for like 2 or 3 days until they were dry, and using a spin dryer pretty much eliminates that. I don't have like airflow ductwork in my current house, and so I have to put my knits on the blocking mats in front of one of our baseboard heaters, and they still dry pretty quickly because I'm able to spin out every bit of that excess water, and it speeds up the dry time tremendously. If you can afford one, I strongly recommend getting one. If nothing else, if you're a camper and you wash your clothes while you're out and about, they're also good for that. I also wanted to go over shop updates. So we've added a few new products to the shop, and one of them is, speaking of blocking, I guess we can go over this as well, is Wool Wash. I have wanted to add my own wool wash to the shop for the longest time, even when for Autumn Indigo. This has been on my to-do list, and I've finally gotten it done, and I'm very, very happy with the outcome. We have 4 fragrances, and then we have 1 unscented if you don't like fragrance, or if you have adverse reactions to them, then you're covered as well. Some of my favorite wool wash brands are Soak. Soak is really good, and Kookaburra. I know that one's a little less common, but it is wonderful. It has a bit of a tea tree scent and something else behind it that I don't know what it is, but it smells amazing. And it's another no rinse wool wash that's great for blocking your items. What else is there? There is Eucalan. Eucalan is another good wool wash, and I know you can also get it in the little travel packets. I have a few downstairs, but if you're gonna block your garments or your items or your hats or whatever it is that you are working on, I strongly recommend getting a good wool wash. There's infinite brands out there, and I just think it's really nice to have a good wool wash for your products. Another thing we added to the shop is our hand salves. I've been making these for I think like almost 2 years now, and they are amazing. I don't know about you, but I'm a constant hand washer. I don't know what it is, but it's like anytime I do anything, I feel like I need to wash my hands. And with the dry air that we have and the cold house and the working with fibers, my hands went really badly cracked and dry. So the beeswax and lanolin hand balm was created. These are available in 2 scents. I should probably make another unscented one as well, so I'll work on that. But these are, it's great, and it doesn't leave that greasy residue that a lot of other lotions and things have. Like lotion's one of those things you put on and it feels like it sits on the surface of your skin, but this soaks in pretty quickly and it doesn't leave that greasy residue. The other thing, so sometimes you can buy hand salves in tins and it's like a battle to get it out. And I can't stand that. You have to like warm it up by rubbing your finger on it, and then you have to rub it on your hand, and then you have to go back for more and rub it again. And I just didn't like that. So A, cardboard tubes are eco-friendly. B, this has a little like push stop in the back. So as you're working and getting to the bottom of it, you can just push it up a little bit and it's just ready to apply, which is one of my favorite things. So hand salve in the shop. I think I also added some gold snips last week. So those are available if you just, I'm a scissor hoarder. It's up there with the bags. I really like bags and I like scissors, and I think you can't ever have enough scissors or darning needles or little tools pretty much anywhere that you may be. I have lots of knitting bags. I have lots of spaces that I like to work. I have drawers that have a little bit of everything. So if you're one of those people and you like cute notions, there are some little gold snips in the shop. I should have brought in a pair, but they're about like 2.5 inches long. Going back to sock blockers, I'm very sorry, so I'll have to see if I can snip and cut this and paste it all together. But if you knit socks and you need good blockers, these are my favorite. You can have cute wooden ones like these. They're great and all, but if you want something that's quick and to the point and allows all the airflow through your project, these are them. I don't know who made them. I know I got them off of Jimmy Bean's Wool, and they come in, I think they come in like 3 or 4 different sizes, but these little, like, they're nice gauge metal. I'm not sure what they are, but they're stainless steel. They don't rust, and you just pop your socks on them and stick them by the fireplace or hang them wherever you want to, and they dry pretty quickly because there's nothing blocking the airflow like the wooden ones. So if you're a sock knitter, back to blocking tools, these are awesome. Okay, back to the shop updates. Subscription boxes are almost gone for sock boxes and farm yarn. Farm yarn, I think we have 3 left probably for the year, because our small farms are really, they can't handle the volume. They're small, the businesses that I'm working with. So I think we have 3 left possibly for the year. So I'm going to work on getting a wait list up for you guys in case somebody wants to pull out of their subscription for the year if they're doing a month to month. So maybe we'll have a few spots open, or maybe towards the end of the year I'll be able to get a farm that can offer a few extra skeins, but those are about gone. So if you want one, I strongly suggest getting one. Sock boxes are also, I think they're almost sold out for the month of March. Between my previous subscribers, my annual subscribers, and new subscribers, I think we have a little more than a handful left. And we still have the rest of February to go. So again, if you want a sock box and you want to subscribe and get the discounted rate, that's going to be on the to-do list for you. And I made a video, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, I don't remember, this week's a blur. A fiber collective fiber exchange. It's a yarn exchange, basically, in short. My previous video talks about that, and then I also have a link on the website, which I'll link below, that has all the information about it. Registration opens February 3rd, and I think that's going to approach pretty quickly, so I'll link that information below. If you want to watch the video, you can just look for the thumbnail that has the sheep on it, and it says a fiber collective fiber exchange. It's a very exciting project. I'm really happy to work with a lot of new small businesses and see where it goes. So if you're wondering, this is my sweater. If you can see my pants, I'm going to apologize because I am absolutely in my yoga pants, because that's just what we do here. This is my Oak Creek pullover. I designed this one in, I think it was 2021 as well, when I released the 11 Acres pullover. It was pretty much my first foray with a 2x2 tubular cast on and bind off, and that's really when I fell in love with it. The yarn I used is my Autumn Indigo local fingering with it's local fingering with Surrey silk held together. It is extremely warm in my very cold house, so that has a lot to say for itself. I also have a cardigan version of this, so it's the Oak Creek cardigan and then the Oak Creek pullover. It's one of our most popular patterns, but it's scrumptious. So Oak Creek pullover. I'll link it in the box below with everything else. I think that's it for today. If you're a subscriber, thank you for being here and for watching our videos. If you're new here and want to watch more and you don't want to miss a thing, make sure you subscribe below. We really appreciate every like and comment that you guys make on our videos. It has really done a lot for us, and I didn't think we'd be here where we are now, so keep them coming. I like to answer your questions and see your thoughts on the video, so keep them coming.